M0FXB, welcome to my channel. Big shout to Matt at Tech Minds for helping me out with my M17 case here. Brilliant, thank you very much. And I've got the buttons for it as well, which are in there. This has been made with a 3D printer. So because of it, I'm having to solder the OLED screen straight to the board before I had it with a separation cable, which looks like this. So it's just going to go straight on, and it literally does just sit straight on. If you look like so, and there's the 1.3 OLED, which I got from the Pi Hut. They're about £10 delivered. Okay, it does line up exactly. Now I have soldered the pins, as you can see, underneath, and these poke out just enough to sit this on there, dab some solder on, and then solder it on. But like I said, Tech Minds YouTube channel. Also, if you look closer at Tech Minds offering, there's a lot more than the YouTube channel. There's also Twitter and a blog, and there's a speciality in iOS apps, Android apps, and a lot more. But just thought I'd say that. So anyway, but let's have a go. So what I'll do is, the first thing I'll do is clean my soldering iron, and the way I do it is I just get a red hot iron, and then I just wipe it on a wet sponge. Okay, and I always have a stand always. You'd always drop it. Then I'll dab some flux here onto where I'm going to solder. I've got my solderer there. As you can see, it has got flux in it as well, but I always add more. I've got my little clamp there. That's the actual M17 232 connector that goes in here that I got with the cable you get is actually the CT167 cable that adapts, and the other end of it is 10 pin. That one there, that's a 10 pin one. That I've got it receiving, and I've even got my little hotspot here. That's receiving M17, no problem at all. Working well, and it shows up on the dashboard. And even if I TX on my DROIDSTAR, you watch the hotspot. M0FXB test. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm there. So that works great as well. M17 on DROIDSTAR, very clear audio. So anyway, I'm going to just line up the hat and the screen, clean the solder, get some solder on there, and then once we've done that, I will add the case.
I've got to work out how to do that one. I worked out how to do the one for 3DMR for myself.
It's the reply I had just when I tested then.
Repeater ID number through
VK5ZSH. Excellent. M17. On my Android device here. E91, made by Rumbo and Eniseku. Okay, chatting with my friend there, VK5ZSH, about M17. I've soldered it on there. I know I need to tidy it up. It's on there. Let's just see if it comes on. Yeah, that's working fine. And you've got the menu and exit button. Yeah, pleased with that. LED blue. Quite an interesting board. Speaker, mic. There are some extra attachments. You've got DC input and USB-C, but there's extra things that you can connect to apparently. So let's get it in the case. VK5ZSH. Chatting to you while I'm assembling this. So we've got the case here in the background, and just got to piece this together. It does come with some buttons, but I think that's a good plan with your friend, to both order the same parts. It is interesting, isn't it? You're tinkering with a mode that has been created by hams, for hams. They're quite advanced, the people that are creating it all. So I better stand by, and I'll be posting this video in about 10 minutes of me soldering the board and having a quick chat with you and drinking cups of tea. If anyone can help me, because this is the help that I need, is I've tried all the settings in my Yaesu FTM 500 and I can't get it to TX. Although the board does say, the LED on the board, there is one there that says TX or PTT, does light up red, but I can't get it to TX. So back to you for a final, and then I'll finish off what I'm doing, M0FXB. So undo the nut here, and then it just pops in quite nicely. Then we'll put the buttons on. Yeah, thanks for the chat. Catch you soon. 7-3, all the best. So it looks like it makes sense to put it on upside down because you put the buttons in the holes first, I would say. Like so. They drop through. And then you can lay the board over it. So let's do that. So M17, it's a bespoke mode made by hams for hams. It's made by very advanced people, very clever people. We've got an extra button there. Does that go in there, I think? Who have spent hours and hours with all the work and documentation. So they do want us to work everything out for ourselves, which I get. But sometimes we do need that little bit of help, even if it's just a link to a manual, just a couple of words here and there, just to point us in the right direction, just to give us that confidence. So right, I'm going to take this off now. I've undo that nut. I'm going to lay it on there. M17 actually appeals to everyone, especially novices, because novices are interested in everything, which is what I am. So yeah, that's one side. Here's the other side. And then the board goes like this. Okay. Like so. And then you've got some screws that will hold it together. Let's plug in some power. There you go. Volume there. There is a hole there, so I'm guessing that may be needed, unless that's to do with the mold. That should port your serial port cable. DC in and then USB-C in. This is the serial connection I made here. So one end is I'll show you in a sec, is the CT167. That's the colors I've got. Red on 5, grey on 4, blue 3, 2 is a brown, and then orange is on 6, and it's the thick black lead on 8. You do end up with 3 cables there that aren't being used, but remember, I'm not getting it's not PT in the radio, so I'm not really sure why. All looks in there correctly. But there is a diagram for this on the GitHub of M17. There's the 10-pin cable, and when you look at the diagram on GitHub, they are talking about the numbers looking from behind. Remember that, it does make a difference. If you face it towards you, the numbers will be backwards. Okay, well, thanks for watching my channel. Big thanks to Tech Minds. I'll find some screws, screw that together. But yeah, nice neat job. And the GitHub link to print your own case will be in the description of this video. And yeah, and anything else I've got regarding M17. Bye for now, 7-3, all the best.